Music, and we're back with Pro Tools 10, and I just wanted to go over a new plugin with you in this session. It's called the Modulation 3. Now this is one of the new plugins that are available with Pro Tools 10, as well as the down mix, as well as the channel strip plugin. Now in my last video I reviewed the channel strip plugin, which is basically a channel strip plugin which was modeled after the Euphonics System 5 console, which is a really great way to get a high quality sound right in the box. Now again, Pro Tools 10 does support the AAX format, but don't worry, it still supports TDM as well as RTAS and AU plugins. Now another great option with Pro Tools 10 is it gives you the option for a 32-bit option. Now let's say, for example, if I were to bounce my audio session to this, I have a 32-bit float option here. Now, this is important because, and I'll get to this in a minute, let me just go ahead and show you some of the other formats that are available. I can choose interleaved, multiple mono. I can export as an AIFF, MP3, QuickTime, things of that nature. I also have the option to go over here and connect directly to SoundCloud if I want to upload my work directly to SoundCloud, or I also have the option to upload my audio directly to iTunes, or my session to iTunes. Now to a producer like me, the 32-bit option is important because of the headroom. I love lots of headrooms because it's going to also give me a tremendous amount of resolution, and that will also extend to the plugins. Okay, so the audio signals going into the plugins, as well as okay, for example, watch this. I'll show you what I mean. Now we have this icon here where actually we can adjust the clip gain. For those who don't know, Pro Tools 10 gives you the option for a clip gain feature, which resembles actually the RAM feature inside Ableton Live. Let's say you get some people who don't know what they're doing. You get an audio signal, let's say like this, which for one is overcompressed and it's going to be extremely distorted. I know the loudness wars is going on, but I mean, come on. That's pushing it just a little too much. But with 32-bit headroom, that headache is gone because I can take a signal like this. Okay, I can take a signal like this. I can export that to the desktop. I can bring that right back inside of Pro Tools, and I can normalize that. And when I use the normalize feature, it'll bring the signal back to life. It'll bring it like something like this right here. It'll bring that distortion completely back out and play normal as it would. It's hard to explain, but the 32-bit headroom is an important feature, and I'm glad that we have it. Now, that's a great performance increaser, as well as the HD driver. Now, Pro Tools 10 has an HD driver. I've noticed when I open up sessions, they open up a lot faster. When I'm importing multiple audio files, I notice that they process a lot faster. Okay, so that in itself is a great driver. Again, the new AAX format still supports 64-bit. Actually, it now supports 64-bit platforms, what I should say. Another great feature about it. Let me go ahead and just draw. Now, of course, this is an audio file. This is something you wouldn't do, but let's just say I'm just going to just draw some automation in here right quick. Just give me a sec. Of course, this isn't, something I really would do. I'm just doing it really quick, just for demo. Okay. Let's pretend like this was a singer's voice. He had a little breath. He was maybe like, or maybe he was like, or something like that on the mic, and you wanted to de-emphasize that part, or if you wanted to bring out certain parts where their vocals might have been just a little bit low. Kind of how a compressor would, but manually going in there. A great feature about Pro Tools 10 is, let's say if I was duplicating a region, or rather they're called clips now. I'm sorry, they're called clips now in Pro Tools 10. Notice how that automation carried over. You see that? And I can take this file, and when I move it, see that? The automation is moving along with that. Nice. That is very nice. I love that. All right, give me a second to just clear this automation out here. and we'll actually get into the plugin itself. Okay, let me just adjust this back so we won't get any distortion here. And alright, another great feature I wanted to show you was where the buses are. We have the option to actually create a new track right here from the bus lane, which is a handy little feature. We also have the automatic delay compensation, which is another great feature. But what's really important is the buses. Look how many buses we have now. Now this comes standard right out of the box. I opened it up and I was amazed to have 128 buses just right out of the box. So that in itself is great for when you have a really big session and you need those buses. Okay. So I hope I'm not leaving anything out as far as the new features go. Yeah, that's pretty much, as far as the basics go. We'll go a little more in depth in the future. So let's go ahead and take a look at the plugin. Let's bring that up. And there it is. Very nice GUI interface. Now let's take a look at this a little bit. Now we have the input lane here. We have the output lane here. Now again, these signals are color coded. We have from the infinity mark to 12 dB, which is going to be dark blue. Light blue from the infinity mark, or rather the -12 infinity mark to the 0 dB. And anything above 0 dB is going to be white, which is going to be clipping. So you want to avoid that. Okay, now down here we have two lanes. We have the left delay lane and we have the right delay lane. I call them lanes. Now we have two sliders in each lane, which controls the rate as well as the depth of the signal. We can control the speed of the modulation here. We even have this little icon here where we actually can speed that up. Notice how the knob here manually, right, not manually, but automatically adjusts by me just moving these here. You see that? It's kind of a preset that's built in. Nice feature. Okay, we also have these icons here where we actually can invert the phases. So if you really want to get in depth and really get down in there and really take out those little discrepancies in the signal, if you're really that intricate, we have that option there. Okay, and we have the little dry and wet sliders here. Another great tip you actually can do, let's say if you had a little beat playing right here, you can adjust this modulation. Put the groove around 15%. Trust me on that. I'll show you like a little trick. Put it around 15% and kind of take this little guy right here and kind of move it like how like a DJ would. You can get like some really great delay effects like that. It kind of sounds like somebody on the fader just reel to reeling back and forth on a turntable. It's a really great effect. You might want to try that. Really great for live performances and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and get into the modulation effect, and I'll get into that. What I want to do, I'm going to overemphasize it just a little bit to show you what the plugin can do. We'll bring the groove up to say 15%. And let's go. Oh, by the way, these are your low pass filters. If you want to, filter out any of the signal, you have that option there. And of course here, as always, we can save, our presets and settings here. And let's go ahead and get into this right quick. Make sure I have my loop turned on. The decibels are looking good. And let's go ahead and take a listen to this. Very nice. Clean sound. Let's take a listen to it right now. see what I mean? So it gives it that, it sets that mood, it brings that vibe. Another great way that you can do that, let me get my smart tools, okay, they're on. If I was, let's say, right here, and I was to slice this little piece off here, and I got this region here, and I got this region here. Another great thing you can do with a good delay program is, let's say if you took this section on a completely different track and it was dry, and then this one little part right here, you put the plugin on it and really push it really hard, really push the frequency up really hard. You know, you might have a certain phrase that you just might, one word to just echo, 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 echo. You know, like that off into the background. You know, I'm not a singer or anything like that. So, you know, you got to forgive me, you know, or a certain sound you just want it to just ring off. Like if you're slicing up a sample or a chop on your MPC or the Renaissance, the MPC Studio machine, what have you, you might want to hit that one pad and just have that one sound just echo off into the background to carry over to perhaps another chop. So that's another great technique. I thought I should, you know, mention that. But yeah, this is a really nice plugin, and I'll go ahead and, you know, we got a little bit more time here on YouTube, so let's go ahead and play it again, and let's really play with the frequency a little bit. We'll adjust the rate and the depth. Now, when I mess with the rate, it's going to sound kind of glitchy, but I guess that's good, you know, if somebody wants that glitchy effect. So let's get into maybe some of these glitchy sounds. Come on. We got to take that off. That might help, Fontaine. All right. And we're good. Let's go. Just goes to show some of the features that you can do with it. If you was just to really just give it just a little bit, like so. Adjust the filters a little bit. Okay, and I'll just hold it up right there. And again, that's a really great tool because, you know, a producer like me, I remember back in the days, if I wanted to get a little millisecond offsetting, I would have to completely copy a whole entire audio file and nudge it just a little bit to the right. So this is another great plugin from Pro Tools, you know, using the new AAX format. Again, we support 64-bit platforms. You know, again, on a previous tutorial, we did review the channel strip plugin. If you didn't see that, you know, go to my channel, take a look at that. Again, that's modeled after the Euphonic System 5 console. Again, the pencil automation can be followed now, and when we're moving, as we're moving and nudging the clips. Again, We have the new 32-bit float option, which gives a lot of headroom and greatly improves the resolution. And we also have a new HD driver, and we also can export our files to iTunes as well as SoundCloud. So, oh, and one more thing, don't forget, it still supports TDM and RTAS with real-time fades and things of that nature. So again, this is your boy Joe Fontaine of Joe Fontaine Music. Be sure to check me out on my website, which is www.digitalmusic.yolasite.com. You guys be sure to come over. I have a new VIP special right now, which is only $9.99. No monthly fees. I repeat, no monthly fees. One-time charge locks you in for a lifetime subscription to unlimited downloads of drum kits, free tips, free tutorials. You can come on my site and just go crazy, go nuts, download everything on the site in one day if you wanted to. That's one of the advantages of being a VIP member with Joe Fontaine Music.